Hi! Today I will be talking about self-control. Has your child ever cried because you said no for something or he stole the toy that his brother was playing with? No, that is totally normal. Your child's brain doesn't have the capability to control impulse. By learning to control his gesture, his behavior, and his motion, your child will control his impulses, which is called self-control. Self-control expand as the child grows, especially the brain. And the more the language development occurs, more the child can experience self-control. Therefore, it's impossible to expect the same self-control from a 18 months old versus a 5-year-old. Waiting its turn, tolerated frustration, self-calming, and listening to others are the learnings it takes to be able to self-control. So for a child to react adequately, he needs to control his emotion and gesture. In other words, the child will use less aggressive gesture to express himself and will tolerate better frustration. Learning self-control at a young age will be beneficial for a future social relationship. For example, the child will make easily friends at school or at kindergarten as well. Or let's say in school, the child who self-controls will listen more closely the instruction, will therefore have better relationship with the teacher, and will easily resolve problems. I'm guessing you would like to know, as a parent, what you can do to help your child to learn self-control. Well, let's start with the first one. You could teach your child to wait by giving clear instruction. Instead of saying, wait, I will play with you in 2 minutes, you can say, I will play with you when I'm done with the dishes. A child doesn't understand yet the concept of time. Therefore, you can use a time timer or an hourglass, which is so much visual tool for a child. With the time timer, you could say, when the red is all gone, I will play with you. So don't put like an hour on the time timer. Put like a reasonable amount of time. So the child is not like, I'm not doing anything in like for 30 minutes, let's say. To practice patience, you could play some games that needs a waiting time, such as a card game or a ball game. Learning to tolerate frustration can be a bit hard, and it takes time as well. By naming the emotion that the child is having, you are normalizing his emotion and put words to what he feels. So let's say you are mad because your sister doesn't want to share with you. Well, after time, you could encourage your child to talk about what he's feeling. But let's say that this is more like for an older child, not a younger one. Setting boundaries with your child when your child is aggressive actually shows what it's acceptable and what isn't. By saying, I understand you are mad, but you cannot throw blocks at your brother. You normalize the emotion, but you set a boundary that it isn't acceptable to throw stuff. So it's best of both worlds. You set the boundaries, and he learns his emotion as well. One of my favorite iteration to use around children is the focus change. You simply turn the focus to something more fun or pleasant for the child. Like when my daughter was younger, driving more than 15 minutes could be really difficult. So I would put on Let It Go. In the car, I was blasting it up. And when actually she couldn't find comfort. So it was like a nice moment. She loved the song and she could really relate it to it. And it was changing her mind to something more pleasant. Learning to listen to others can be done by reading and asking questions afterwards about the characters, the images, the story itself, depending on the child's age. Furthermore, during a walk, you could stop and ask your child what he or she can hear around her or him. There's a lot of relaxation techniques. Here's our two. The first one is you could ask your child to inflate his belly and deflate it just like a ball, so it's super visual. Or you could ask to slowly blow on an imaginary candle. Some parents notice that their children are more emotional or they make more fit in the evening after a day at kindergarten. Well, the explanation is really simple. The child has accumulated all day their feeling and it just explodes. One technique to help your child to empty that overflow without fit or cries, it's to go play outside. Use up all that energy. That could be nice too. So I can hear you asking actually, but what do I do during a fit or a crisis? Start by stopping the aggressive gesture, if there are any, by giving an alpha order instruction, like stop throwing your toys. It's short, sweet, it's a simple and quick instruction. Afterwards, try to understand and explain with the words what the child is feeling, what he was feeling. For example, you're upset because you don't want to take a nap. Wherever the fit happens, do not yield. Okay, this is really important. Once the fit is over, comfort the child and take a look back of what happened. Let's talk through it. It is important to remember that a child will learn to self-control as he grows, and that a toddler doesn't have the notion of intention yet. We talk more of impulsion and lack of self-control when a child has aggressive behavior. This capsule was more on self-control. Well, it's really relatable to the terrible two that people call, but it's an explanation to it. So bear with it. And if you need some guidance through it, well, don't hesitate. All the contact info are in the video description. So have a great day. Bye.